Hey, what's good with y'all, man? I'm gonna try to do like maybe an hour. Not even gonna try to be long with this, man. I'm gonna take a little um lunch break, a little lunch stream right here, man. So if y'all got time, jump on in here, man. Jump on in here. We're gonna talk about the Wilder Ortiz pay-per-view numbers. It looks like it was released, and I think if the sources is correct, somewhere around 138,000 pay-per-view buys, something like that. They say less than what Crawford and Khan did, or something like that. And I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, fellas. I'm just letting y'all know it's not gonna be a long live stream, so I'm gonna drop the link. If anybody who got an issue or something like that, you can jump on and get this free smoke. You know what I'm saying? Get this free smoke. But I'm like, so what? To be honest with you, man, you know, this ain't a shock over here. It's really not. Um, just because a certain group of individuals, and shout out to Angel, if he listening in, I'm dropping the link. It's in the chat, bro. So no, I wasn't that busy, man. I was just getting ready to start this live stream up. I'm hollering at my homie from the Hangouts. He was hitting me up. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm like, I don't even give a shit. I really don't give a shit that the numbers flopped. This is something that I already knew, that if this guy gonna fight Ortiz in a rematch, whoever in their right mind, well, you can't be in your right mind thinking that fight was gonna actually do great numbers. Like, come on, man. Like, over here we deal with reality, man. We deal with reality, you know. And I don't understand why people love to just put so much confidence and hope into something that's not real. Pay-per-views, that's the hypothetical. The hope that you just hope is going to do good numbers for your favorite fighter. If your favorite fighter is a pay-per-view guy, I talked about this before. People like to talk shit about AJ and Canelo, or they'll say some shit like, oh, the arenas wasn't filled up, or there wasn't a lot of people tuning in, or they didn't get a lot of views. These motherfuckers got bread, though. They getting breaded up, though. The PBC side totally relies on pay-per-view buys. And I said it on, I think, the last live stream. I said, okay, cool. These guys might have 2 million some views, but let's just see how many of those 2 million followers on social media buy pay-per-view. Shout out to TBA who been having it. That nigga, I don't know who more mad, him or them other side niggas. Boy, he been going in.
Hey, now, Black, because look, this the one thing, because we have to let everybody know the UGC, that's why we are the realest boxing talk, and that's why we are really true media, because we have kept it consistent over here that Wilder wasn't who they thought he was, bro, and Wilder made the biggest mistake of his life. And we have to address this. And them numbers that came out, and it's pitiful, bro. It's pitiful.
I mean, but like I said, I'm more like, so what? Because, I mean, niggas knew that shit was going to flop.
Yeah, that's true.
We knew this shit, but I don't know. I guess it's because of there was more people, in the YTBC thinking that Wilder was just, or, putting out the narrative that Wilder was a big star. But I'll stay grounded on the truth, bro. We knew that this dude, just because you want to come in with Space Cadet suit on and whatever medieval mask, that shit don't sell pay-per-view. That's not pay-per-view sales. Just because you got 2 million followers on social media, that does not equate to pay-per-view sales, pay-per-view buys. And people just gotta wake the fuck up. That's why I talked about this the other day, man. Niggas lies put niggas to sleep, make niggas believe some shit that ain't real. And then when the truth come out, the niggas that put out the lies, you look stupid. You look stupid. I don't understand why y'all gotta keep pushing lies. Niggas will push a lie all the way to the max, to the point where it get exposed, and then they want to be mad at everybody else that was pushing the real shit. It's just ridiculous that y'all dudes, y'all pathetic. A lot of y'all that y'all are addicted to lying, man.
Had Rick Glazer today, exclusive. He's the one who dropped them numbers to show everybody, and he told us everything that was just really going on. Like a person made a a dumbass statement talking about Fox don't care about pay-per-view numbers. That's silly. Why would they give PBC all that money, Black, if they didn't care about the pay-per-view numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing whatever stuff, that's been coming. I don't watch them niggas' content. I know a lot of y'all do. I don't watch them, man. I got to focus on real shit. I do not want to be distracted to some bullshit. You know what I mean? And be acting like them niggas and shit. It's not gonna happen over here. So I stay focused on the real shit, and I rather watch a video from someone who's been consistent with telling the truth, man, or a source, a reliable website or source that's been consistent with telling the truth, not somebody who's actually can be bought off, man. Because that's what I realized. Man, a lot of people out here can be just flat out bought off, whether you're a reporter, whether you YouTube nigga, whether you got your own website, whatever it is, man. Motherfuckers is just selling out just to put out a fake narrative or fake
That's crazy, bro. That's why I say
money.
it's really true media over here, fam.
I mean, that's what this shit was started on, man. I mean, that's the whole
Jesus.
purpose of why this shit was started, because it was a whole bunch of lying ass media out here.
Like that video you put out, Black, that explained fucking everything, bro. It's just crazy, fam. It's
Hey,
crazy,
little
bro.
the live for you, fam. So you can't get in on this one. This is a grown live stream right here. So we'll catch you on the next one, bro. Thank you for coming through, though. Show support more in the chat, and we'll see about you jumping on with us. But
Who was that, Jamal?
but you know what? I don't know if because that was his favorite fighter. So matter of fact, you can come back in, Justin. I want to hear what you got to say. That's your favorite fighter. So you know what? I'm gonna allow you to say whatever you want to say about your favorite fighter. I want to see if you're gonna defend him or you're gonna actually, speak with some sense and realize that Deontay Wilder is not a bigger star than AJ. Okay, you look at they last two fights was in America, Wilder and AJ. Who did better numbers? Who made more money? Which fight had a bigger impact? Which fight was more significant and meaningful in the heavyweight division or just in the sport of boxing? Period. 1-2 kid, what's happening?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing today? I
Oh
just
man,
left.
I'm good, bro. Hey,
Yeah,
nigga, I don't entertain no bullshit, so my mind and my thoughts be clear, man. I'll be like, oh, they talking about bullshit out there? Well, hey, I don't know nothing about it. I
yeah.
watch the real nigga
I,
shit. What's going on, 1-2
I
kid?
feel it. Our TBA got the big interview was on D Jefferson's,
Oh, I
platform.
missed
I was happy to see it. They got the exclusive. That's good stuff. People started hating. You know how it is.
hating on
But
what? What happened? I missed the shit.
they hating on the fact that they got the interview and they calling motherfuckers haters. You know how it is. You
Hey,
know,
TBA.
people making real moves.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, who did y'all interview?
Rick Glazer, the one who dropped the numbers, let everybody know it was 138,000. He dropped them last night.
Well, that's the official numbers, 138,000.
138,000, bro.
Man, hey, so for y'all that didn't know, you ain't gotta. This ain't hate on us. We're not saying that he did shitty numbers. The reports that have come out from what's his name?
Rick Glazer.
Rick Glazier. 138,000 pay-per-view buys for Wilder versus Ortiz, the rematch. So there
Mhm.
you go. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all think he gonna get 50 million out of them 138,000 buys. So I'm sure somebody gonna put out that report. He made $50 million off 138,000 pay-per-view buys. So hey,
Everybody
Floyd,
Hey, bro.
entitled to their opinion, but math is a motherfucker.
Floyd used to do what? I don't know. I think Floyd got like 30 million against Guerrero, and I know he did way more pay-per-view buys than that. So if Deontay Wilder's gonna squeeze 50 out of 130 some thousand buys, hey man, God bless.
Yeah.
He's blessed, man. Telling you.
Well, congratulations, IOTBA. I see you out there making real moves, man. Good for you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the 1-2 kid.
No
Hey,
problem.
let's allow Justin. Hey man, what you want to say, man? Did you hear about your favorite fighter?
No, what about it? I just jumped in here because I had a half day at school today.
Okay, shout out to you having a half day. Hey
Is this
man,
is this the little nigga that BFTB cussed out yesterday?
Yeah.
no man.
I just wanted to give my boxing talk, then he started cursing, but it's all good. I'm not really part of the LDBC anyway. I'm part of the UGC.
Nah, fam.
What?
Just
Are you
started coming up
serious? He
here.
was cursing at you?
Hey, listen to
What
this shit.
gay shit is that?
This man got
That
cussed outside.
BFTB is a bitch, bro. Like he cussed this little nigga out yesterday. Tough.
Yeah.
Hey, let's refrain from saying these guys' names. You know, I don't do that free promo shit over here. Not for them niggas. All right,
No
let's
doubt. No doubt.
He probably felt threatened because y'all the same size.
Come on. Hey, but hey, man, you don't come running over here just because they kicked you out.
No, I'm not. I've been part of this, but what happened to Wilder?
LTBA got the interview with Rick Glacier, and turns out that the reports is 138,000 pay-per-view buys.
That's not that much, but this is the real reason. Well, Deontay Wilder doesn't fight in the zone, and we know that the zone, because I don't pay for the pay-per-views. I find free stream links, but Anthony Joshua,
So
he
you a big
fights.
Deontay Wilder fan, but you got to get the stream link. Got you. That's what y'all doing.
I mean,
Wilder
I don't pay.
fans,
I don't have enough money, but like,
I guess not. Wilder fans is too broke out here. I guess. Go ahead,
yeah,
bro.
it in the zone, like where Joshua fights, and it's more secured, and you can barely find links. So the only way is you basically have to buy pay-per-view. But for Wilder, I think he fights in PBC, right? Like there are links, crack streams everywhere, but that's one of the reasons, and also just because Wilder's a bigger star, he draws more attention. And I'm more of a Wilder fan, so.
You just confused me at the end. What?
I mean, Joshua's a bigger star. Sorry,
Oh, okay. All right. I was trying to get
I got
the
mixed up.
understanding.
Yeah, Joshua's a way
So
bigger
basically,
star
you're saying
even
that
after the loss.
Wilder's numbers failed because it's not on the zone.
Well, not. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I said. But also, Joshua, he held more belts, and even after the loss, he's still a bigger star. The UK fans coming out and supporting
Hey
him.
man, LTBA. Well, I think Wilder fans is starting to let the truth come to the power and the power come to the truth, man. On that type shit. That way. Hey, Iron Kong, what's happening, homie?
Yo, peace. What up, King?
Hey, I already know what it is. Let it rip, bro.
Yeah, nothing to say, man. It's just I want to shout out IOTBA. Yeah, man. I really enjoyed the interview. Brethren be walking, man. I mean, I got nothing else to say. But I mean, the dude got the link and spoke to Glacier, and 138,000 people tuned in to see the biggest heavyweight star in the world, right? So, what can I say? Deontay Wilder needs to get away from the people that are managing him. They've done a shit job with positioning him in his career. He's 35 years old now, and I'm not sure when he's going to make all this up. Tyson Fury has to bless Deontay Wilder with a fight. If Tyson Fury does a crackhead move again and says, I'm not going to fight, I'm going to do something else, what is Deontay Wilder going to do? What's next?
He gotta fight either Ortiz in the rematch, or he gotta fight Chris Martin for the unification of the PBC and the WBC Australian belt.
I was told Deontay Wilder, people have to come to Deontay. Deontay doesn't go to other people. I was told Deontay Wilder is the biggest heavyweight star in the world, and Anthony Joshua is this and Anthony Joshua is that. So I've been lied to.
So let me ask you, Iron Kong, does good things really come to those who wait?
No, good things come to people who know how to strike while the iron is hot. You don't just
Iron Kong with that strike shit. Okay, let's get it.
You don't just sit there and marinate. You're 35 years old.
Man.
Marinate. You've been marinating your whole career. There's some people, look.
Enough for marinating, huh?
Look, I'm telling you, that meat by now is well seasoned. Look, there's some people that are gonna get popularity by other things. Like Joshua got his popularity by his gold medal and all of that. You know, he's a dude who looks the part and all of that. And there's some people that's gonna have to do things to earn it. Deontay Wilder is one of them dudes. He's not a gold medalist, doesn't speak especially well, all of that. So he's gonna have to fight people, and that's the problem. He hasn't fought people. He could have beat Dillian White a long time ago. Didn't do that, right?
Don't
Sorry,
want it.
before that, could have fought Charles Martin. Didn't fight Charles Martin. Before that, could have fought Klitschko. Didn't fight Klitschko.
That's a good point. Can I talk? Oh,
Hold on,
sorry.
let me finish. We're gonna get
Alright,
to you. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go.
So he's had every opportunity to do the things that would put him in a position right now, right? The problem is he didn't. No, fine, you didn't. Now, if you didn't, you can't know and come talk shit to people who actually did, right?
Mm,
So
right.
he's had every opportunity to stave this off now. Wilder should have been much further on his career. He should have been fighting people that were worth a damn a long time ago. What's next? If Tyson Fury pulls a coke head move again and snubs Deontay Wilder, what is he going to be back on free TV? I would love to watch Wilder on free TV because I would
Yeah,
never buy
get him
another pay-per-view,
regular free. Yeah, that's what I
right?
prefer.
So he had every opportunity. He could have knocked Anthony Joshua out in Wembley Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
He could have knocked Anthony Joshua in Wembley Stadium. He said
Yeah.
no. He's going to wait on Tyson Fury. He could have done all of this. He said, no, I'm going to wait. LRB said he's proud of Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder bet on himself and he didn't put a cap on his earnings. Well, if you ain't putting a cap on your earnings, so you have unlimited potential to make money and you still ain't making shit, something's wrong. That's all from me.
Hey, hey, one more thing, Iron Cone. Do you think that he gonna squeeze 50 million or something out of this 138,000 pay-per-view buys? You think it's possible?
Hey, man, Deontay Wilder, you know, might be a magic man for all I know. So, I mean, shit.
Here's wait, am I allowed to speak?
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
All right,
Raise your
all
hand.
right, here's my. Have you ever heard of Louis DiBella?
Lou DiBella? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Well, not everybody knows who he is for the people watching. He's Wilder's promoter. And if you look at the Instagram pages, PBC, DAZN promotes more, like, promotes the fights more. Like, every time I scroll down on DAZN, hashtag Joshua Ruiz 2. Like, and plus, as the guy just mentioned, that Wilder is not taking the opportunities. Like, Dillian White even showed me a text where, well, not literally showed me, it was on video on YouTube, where, like, Wilder said, I'm not gonna fight you. Like, come on.
Hey, Red Glove. My brother, what's happening?
Hey, what up? Sorry, I had to.
Make sure your volume all the way up, homie.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, Louis doesn't promote Wilder that much. Anyway, I'm done for that.
You real quick, Justin. You real quick. Don't interrupt. Go ahead, Red.
Hey, so y'all can hear me right now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So y'all are talking about them pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I have to say this.
1,000 pay-per-view buys. Hey, thank you for joining us, Justin. We'll try to get you on later or something. But let me drop the link again. But yeah, 138,000 pay-per-view buys, man. I'm just like, so what? You know, it is what it is. I mean, we not shocked over here. You know, we never bought into the hype of that he was this huge mega star or he can fight anybody and do outrageous pay-per-view numbers. We never sold that narrative over here. So what's your thoughts on all this?
Well, here's my thoughts on this is, you know, people were saying, well, the U.S. is a bigger market. There's more potential. And they're right. You know, the U.S. is a lot bigger than the U.K. But even with all that potential, his fight did less than Crawford Khan, which a lot of the same people who were saying that Deontay Wilder is the face of boxing shat on Terrence Crawford because his piss poor, pay-per-view buys. But see, we never praise Crawford for his star power. We praise Crawford for his skill set and his willingness to fight all the champions at 147. We don't, and that's the criticisms that we give Deontay Wilder. That he doesn't seem to be willing to fight the other champions. Or the other champion. He was given, an offer of $120 million and he turned it down. There's no way he's making $20 million off of 138,000 pay-per-view buys. It's just not happening.
Wow. Well, I'm sure somebody gonna put out the report.
Hey man, so y'all mean
What's
to
up,
tell me?
Unbiased?
Yeah, hey, y'all mean to tell me that Deontay Wilder, the heavyweight champion of the world, made pay-per-view welterweight money and did welterweight numbers? God damn, bro. That's
less
sad.
than welterweight numbers. Less.
God
Because if I'm not
Hey,
mistaken,
D Jefferson, you can come on, dog. Come on, D. I'll step down. Come on, D. But go ahead, Unbiased.
That's sad, bro. That's really sad. You know what I'm saying? Like our heavyweight champion of the world, right? The guy with the knockout power, the face of boxing, is doing 138K pay-per-views, and
Right.
people are saying that he's the A side to AJ. Are they high?
if anything, Manny Pacquiao is the face of boxing because he did 500,000 pay-per-view buys.
Right. Manny is the cash cow right now, man. As far as pay-per-view. That's the fight everybody trying to get at welter. Shit, you got niggas probably at cruiserweight trying to come down and fight this nigga. You know what I mean? For that bag.
And that's what
But it is
AJ.
what it is, man. I'm just like, so what? Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why, I don't know if Wilder felt like, and like I talked about this before, man, like not everybody is impressed by that goddamn boogeyman screaming in the goddamn camera persona. Not everybody's thrilled by that shit. That's not fan-friendly stuff. I can see if it was WrestleMania or some shit, or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe he should consider that or something. But
Yo, hold on. I just gotta say this, man. Boxing Ego got like 110 thousand subs. And you mean to tell me Wilder only did 20 more thousand pay-per-view buys than that? Yeah, that's sad, dog.
That was it. Yeah.
Hey, and I don't know if y'all been hearing this, but not to change the subject or anything, but it kind of has to do with this. I don't know if y'all been hearing this, but there's been people saying, "Where's the proof that AJ is making 85 million?" And this is what I got to say to them people. Y'all is the same. Why does Wilder have to show proof of $50 million for his offer? So y'all don't got the right to question anything. All right?
Well,
you accept that he's making 85 million.
Forbes put out something today and said that AJ's making $60 million, and that's without sponsorship. Like his sponsorship deals. And if you look at Forbes, his sponsorship endorsements are like 10 million. And that's just like what's being reported. We don't know if he got more sponsorships for this fight in Saudi Arabia, which, sponsorship deals happen fight by fight. So we know for a fact he's getting 70 mil. We know that for a fact, but we don't know
whether it be 60 mil, 70 mil, or 85 mil is more money than Deontay Wilder's making by leaps and bounds.
Exactly, bro. It's not comparable, man. It's really not. But what up, D?
What's up, fellas? What's good?
What's going on, man? I saw you got that exclusive with Rick Glacier, man.
Yeah, out TBA on Rick Glacier. I just held the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Well, because I didn't really catch majority of it, but how do you break down the pay-per-view numbers and everything?
Basically, just like what he said in the article, man. You know what I mean? And our TBA asked him, like, a few different questions. So, he got to the numbers, but then he asked some questions outside of that too. So he was breaking down like a lot of different things, man. I can't even like some of that I was in and out because I was trying to run the chat and everything. I just want to, I thank ILTBA for letting me host the thing on my channel.
He basically dropped his opinion about it, though. He said, dude asked him, our TBA asked him how he felt about the numbers and where Wilder is, and he basically said that the landscape is changing. Everybody's on the stream, and that's the landscape's changing and things change, and and he and part of that is true, So I mean, like me myself, I don't care about the numbers and all that, but I do know that Wilder is. I don't think he's the A side in any means against AJ. That's a fact. But what I do say is he is the other part to make the biggest fight right now in that the heavyweights can make. So either they're gonna make it now because they don't got much choice now, other than if the fact if Ruiz
Hey,
pulls out the win.
one two kid. I don't think that Deontay Wilder fight will even be higher than this. This Ruiz fight is big, bro.
Yeah, it's big. I'm just saying. I think they're pretty much banking on the fact that Ruiz, because unfortunately they're gonna have to negotiate with the zone and everybody else over there to make that fight happen if Ruiz loses. So they're pretty much banking on Ruiz winning, and if they don't, they're gonna have a hard time keeping their head above water. That's just on the business aspect from my perspective. But I do think, to me, as a hardcore fan, I think the bigger fight is fucking AJ Wilder. That's just me, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think, without a doubt, that's definitely the bigger fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think that should be questioned. But we gotta also need. I think people need to come to grips and realize that Deontay Wilder, and I was listening into the Boxing Voice. I'm not trying to plug them or nothing, but I'm just saying. And a lot of the American fans were saying that Deontay Wilder is basically in a failing market, so we can't basically fault him if he does do low numbers for doing low numbers. So it's like, why are people saying he's the A side to Anthony Joshua, but you guys are now telling me he's in a failing boxing market? I don't get it. And AJ, when he came over here, it was reported that he made $35 million. While Deontay Wilder, being in the American market, he's made, how much money? It's just, I don't get it.
He never made that kind of payday on one fight, not 35 million.
And I find it funny that just yesterday and leading up to yesterday, they were saying that the U.S. market is where all the money's at. Now the numbers came out. Oh, it's a failing boxing market. Which is it? Is this where the money's at, or is it failing here?
Hey, and look. I know it's the piece to the puzzle, 1-2 kid. But at the end of the day, like even if it's the piece to the puzzle to making the undisputed champion, Wilder still he like a 80-20 type dude, like Anthony Joshua and them was always saying, bro. Like even though the fight is big for the undisputed, he's still like 80-20%, bro.
Right.
I'd say 7.
I'm saying though, like all I'm saying is this. Yeah, I don't think he definitely shouldn't get the lion's share of it. But the fact of the matter is, it'll be the most that he makes, and he would bring viewers too because that's the fight people want to see. But like I think it kind of counteracts when you talk about the welterweights because there are bigger fights that Spence can have other than Crawford, other than for us hardcore fans. Like people will tune in to watch him fight Garcia. People are going to tune in to watch him fight a Manny Pacquiao or a Thurman. But for the hardcore fans, that's the one that we want is him and Bud. But when you take Wilder and AJ, everybody wants that fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just my perspective on it. That's my perspective from it. But everybody's entitled to their opinion.
What's going on, Angel?
I feel you on that. What's going on, everybody. I want to bring up a couple points. What's going on, man? I want to bring up a couple points that Mr. Glazer had brought up, which I agree with him that partially it's not Deontay Wilder's fault, right? He brung up the markets and the factors. And I've said this over and over again, okay? You got a dwindling pay-per-view market. You don't have attraction. None of these boxers out today are a pay-per-view attraction. They're not. Those numbers that Floyd and Manny saw before will never happen again. That's one. For two, like I said before, the boxing streaming apps are where it's at. That is the future. Pay-per-view boxing is dead. That's two, right? Or three. Another thing is, people are not looking at the miscalculation really, because it's not. Deontay Wilder's just a boxer. Okay, he doesn't manage himself. He's not. He's not his own boss. None of those guys over at the PBC are their own bosses. They are owned. Okay, they are on a contract. Plain and simple. All this bullshit about they got their own promotion companies. That's a tax write-off. Okay, it's a fucking tax write-off. I've been saying this for the past 2 fucking years, all right? It's a fucking tax write-off. It's a loss. All that fucking man-down promotions, fucking Lions only, that's a fucking loss for taxes. It's all it is. It's fucking paperwork, okay? That's just so fucking, so more to the boxes at the end of the fucking day when tax season comes, all right? Let's get that straight, all right? If I'm letting the fucking cat out of the bag, fuck you. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm a financial analyst. Is what I fucking do. All right? I've been telling these people that the numbers are not going to be there. Fox, PBC, and Wilder's management have miscalculated this so fucking epically. It's fucking comical right now. Okay? But when I went on Ringside Reporter and Beebs told me, well, you're wrong. You're wrong, Angel Santos. Well, who's fucking wrong now? Okay? Who's wrong now? I feel fucking vindicated. Like I said last night on IOTBA's live, I'm fucking vindicated. Truth is the fucking power. Truth is powerful, and we got that shit. And it ain't no fucking narrative. It's a fucking fact. Fact over fiction.
Well, all right. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but again, bro, Deontay Wilder's in, to everybody else, everybody who's making the excuse, he's in a failing market. I mean, these aren't my words. These are the excuses that I'm hearing. A lot of people called in and said that the American market's tougher because he has to battle with, different sports and all that. But, the UK market, and they also made the excuse that the UK is small. So that's why they do good numbers and that boxing is ranked high in the sports over there. But again, even if that were true, which it's not, because it's not the number one sport over there, it's like ranked number 5 behind cricket and football and darts and a bunch of other shit. That's still no excuse. And plus, when you say that, you're admitting that the UK market is better for boxing. So how could somebody coming from the better market for boxing not be the A side versus somebody who is, not doing well in a failing market for boxing? I don't understand the logic there.
I don't understand it either, bro. I mean, it just don't make no sense. There's no way to understand it for us. Like, they gotta find a way to make their narrative work, because it just don't make their narrative work. I mean, it don't make sense, and it doesn't make their narratives work on this whole Wilder bullshit, bro. Like,
and it's crazy, D. Even your boy Fury came from the UK and made more money than Wilder.
Right. Yep.
So that's hashtag looks like fighting on an app is not so bad after all. Huh?
True. Yeah. Real talk. Facts.
Got two people getting a lot of money off of it, tell you that.
And I was reading that Fox plans to have 4 pay-per-views a year with their contract with the PBC. So in the next 3 years, I believe they're going to have 4 pay-per-views a year. So, I mean, I don't get it, man. That's pretty much just putting themselves in the red.
That's 300. That's $360, and you could pay for all those apps for 2 years with that kind of money. And I
Exactly.
mean, all three of them.
Shit, that could pay a light bill or electricity bill. You know, I mean, or heat bill. Like 360. That's a lot of money, man. Just for boxing.
And that goes to say too, in that Mannix interview, when he was interviewing the Fox representative, he said, "Do you think all them people came out for Tyson Fury? They all came out for Wilder." Well, you eating crow
Right.
now,
Right.
because we all know why they came out.
Fury.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Been trying to tell people Fury gonna beat his ass in the rematch too.
I mean, I think Fury has a bigger fan base than Wilder because he has the UK and then he has his fans over here.
and he
You
knows
know,
how to
and yeah,
promote himself.
exactly.
It's real talk, unbiased, real talk. That's what he does. I mean, when you put a mic in front of him, man, you know he gonna make it work. He gonna sell the fight, man. He the flamboyant type. You know, he gonna put the word out. He gonna boost the fight, and he gonna be all promoting, man. Y'all
Hey,
seen when he
shout.
was? Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. No, go ahead. One to get my bad.
You seen when he was interviewing all the people in the United States, and nobody knew who Wilder was.
I mean, you're not lying,
Yeah,
man.
I
that
know,
was
I
funny,
know
man.
who he is. I think he's a good fighter. I enjoy watching his fights, but it is what it is, man.
He said we could do this all night long.
Yeah.
I think we could all admit that Wilder priced himself out with that 50-50 or no fight
Absolutely,
at this
I think
point.
so. Yeah, absolutely. And it sucks that they're gonna strip. You know, what I mean that this tug of war is gonna strip us. You know, of this shit. But it's like, man, you gotta know what it is, man. If you're not pushing the numbers and you ain't making the big bucks, you know, you ain't bringing the big bucks, then you're gonna have to. You better hope Ruiz wins. You better hoping and a praying and a wishing, right? IOTBA. You know they hoping and a praying and a
Yes,
wishing,
yes,
boy.
sir. Yes, sir. Look at that window. Yes,
Hey, even
sir. Keep them
John
J.
Dealey in the chat.
Keep us
John
on his
Dealey in the
neck.
chat said, this narrative about the UK being a market that does not have competition for boxing is crazy. The only sports leagues that generate more than EPL, I don't know what that is, are the NFL and NBL. And he dropped a link too. So, I mean, I guess he's providing facts that just because the UK is small doesn't mean that it doesn't have competition for boxing.
Well, it makes sense they got competition because their fans are more supportive of the sport itself, like not just particular fighters, but more supportive of the sport. So when you get that kind of support, that they're not just looking in one direction; they're looking at the sport of boxing, and they have a bigger support of that. A lot of fans in America, they pick their particular guy, or I guess you could say side of the street or whatever, and then they pretty much go for that. So that kind of strengthens your fan base. But when you love the sport in the whole, then there's a bigger line of support. So that's what you get over there in Europe, man.
And to be honest, like I don't think Wilder's ever going to get that deal again, because it's like
Fuck, bro.
especially if the numbers come out and they are around the range that Rick Glacier is predicting or what he saw. So I'm just saying in general, like if the numbers are that bad and it did worse than Terrence Crawford's pay-per-views versus Amir Khan, bro, you ain't never gonna get a payday like that again. You should like this, man. Wilder team retarded, bro. I don't get it.
And he done, bro. Like it's the destruction of him. Like he ain't gonna like when it's a facing any big time fighter like who a big time fighter. He don't got no leverage, bro. Like if Ruiz win, no leverage. Going into this Tyson Fury match, no leverage if I'm Tyson Fury. Motherfucker, you only did 138 by yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, I feel like if Fury fought like a Dillian White on pay-per-view, I think it would do a lot better numbers than uh, fighting what Wilder's did versus Ortiz, right? So I mean, and that's just
Man,
me, my
you know
opinion.
it, dog.
Yeah. So I
You
don't know.
know
He
what?
just sells the fight better. He knows how to sell himself. Wilder screaming bomb squad and I want to right a wrong, which nobody thought that you know, was a wrong. I don't get it. You know,
Yeah.
the
And
marketability is
I kept telling that boy El Jefe, I was like, bro, nobody really want to see this fight, bro. This fight is lackluster. This fight is predictable. It's a carbon copy, a sketchy remake. You know what I mean? That sequel that just didn't cut the mustard. That's what this fight was. Like I knew what this fight was going to be.
so. Let me
I
read
don't care
Rocky
about
Strike.
flag. I don't care about this conditioning. Ortiz was too old, bro. And I said that shit the whole month. I'm biased. You know I was saying that shit the whole month. Like, look, it don't matter. The dude's too old. All of that muscle ain't gonna do nothing but hurt him. He gonna tire out.
Hey, I'm gonna say
While
this, y'all. I'm gonna say this, and I'm finna go. Wilder need help. Like one dude said on this comment, I don't know who his name was. I seen the comment say him and Dylan White would do good numbers. You absolutely right. Them motherfuckers would do good numbers. Wilder just need to get out of being as arrogant as he is and thinking he bigger than what he is, bro. But like I say, Wilder need help to do big numbers. Him by himself, he can't do it. Shout out to the UGC. Shout out to everybody who represent that realest boxing talk and that true media, man. I'm on that bullshit again.
I'll TV. Yeah,
Let it.
man. Yeah. Wilder just like he said, bro. The dude just need help. He need to fire his whole management team because they're garbage. Shelly Finkel's garbage. All of them garbage. The whole team. He should just get a whole new team because they leading them right down the toilet and they've been leading them there. I don't care what nobody say at this point. There's no way you could justify, flip any narrative you want. It made no sense turning down that DAZN deal. You look
Yo, man,
at that, none
if
at
they
all.
if him and Tyson do fight, man, could you imagine that press conference? Tyson gonna be all in his brain, man. He,
Yeah,
he gonna be all in his brain. Like I had Wilder, but I don't know. He gonna
And
get
it,
under his skin. He gonna be like, nobody
oh
wants
yeah,
to see you, Dawson.
he got under his skin the first time, so you know Wilder couldn't do what he always do to Fury. You know what he gonna be in his head, bro. It's
Yeah,
gonna
he
be
gonna
like
be.
a Harrison Charlo.
Yeah, really though, man.
It's
Because
like
I
a
mean,
repeat.
he gonna take full advantage of that. He
this
gonna take
is
full advantage.
like that's the thing. Like people can say that. All right, well, you know, Wilder doesn't need the UK fighters, but just look. I mean, this is telling. He needs White. He needs Fury. He needs AJ. Because by everybody's admission, that makes the excuses for why Deontay Wilder is not as successful as he is, saying that the market is not that good. He has to compete with this and that. You're basically saying the UK market is better for boxing. They have a better fan base than we do. So if that is true, which it is, then he's going to need to fight those guys.
Yeah, if Ruiz
Yeah.
don't pull off this win, he gonna have to take that dollar menu if he gets the big win, then he could get the big. You know what I mean? He'll be in the big leagues. But he's gonna have to eat crow, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to take what he get. This time round. But then if he prove himself, well then there you go. You know what I'm saying? But till then, he better be hoping.
I mean, I
Yep.
could see them just. I could see him getting that PBC belt whenever that,
Ugh.
and these clowns. He's the real heavyweight champion, WBC and the PBC belt. That WBO belt
He's
don't even count,
unified.
anyways. I could see them doing that. Yeah, they'll say that he's unified, like bullshit like that. I mean, I
He's
could see them.
undisputed.
Um, I could see him not fighting for those other belts, getting that PBC belt, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, he's the real champion." I see that happening
Yeah.
because I
Being
mean they already
completely
count
irrational.
illegal streams and shit like that. Why wouldn't they do that?
How many people was in the bar?
Yeah, they're gonna start. They're gonna start tracking down how many people was at the bar and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like they they're so desperate to make this man something that he obviously is not.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
They said,
that's what, all they can say is, well, Wilder's happy with this situation. Is he happy with this situation though? Like, yeah, how do you know he's happy with the situation? The same question you're asking us. Why don't you answer that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
uh,
clearly he wanted out because John Skipper in the DAZN deal said that Wilder, if he could switch it up, he would tell Wilder, "I'm in it for the long run." To me, that insinuates that Wilder wanted a contract with DAZN that would be in it for the long haul. I mean, that's pretty much what it says to me. Maybe I'm tripping. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, if he's getting the money that they're reporting, I probably wouldn't be too upset. I mean, I'd probably still be kicking myself in the ass for for a certain deal that I didn't make. But if he getting that type of money, then you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Hold on 1 second, fellas.
But I'm telling you, bro. But if I was making $20 million in one fight, right, versus making 10 mil for Brazil, and then reportedly, according to Keith Iodik, he said something like, what did he say? He said that Wilder was going to make up to 20 before the Brazil fight. They had a deal which coexists with Steven Espinosa reported that they were going to pay him 20 million, and that was in between for 2 fights. So that plus the pay-per-view split and the merchandise, etc. Like, I'd much rather have to fight one fight, make 20, and then fight another fight, make 40, and then another fight, make 20, and then possibly make 40 as well in the next fight. Like, versus having to fight and make 10 mil or whatever, 3 million guaranteed. Like, that's just me.
Yeah, yeah. And
You guys hear me?
a 3-fight deal that was guaranteed 100. Yeah, go ahead, Smoke. I know you've been waiting to get in. We talk about Wilder.
Yeah, Gazy numbers and the and your prejudice. I hear you. Can we all say, or can we agree that media reports are not necessarily accurate? So these are just, reactions to the media report projections. Can we agree on that? Well, actually, let's not even. I won't even let you. I won't even go there with you. Let's talk about the 120 million. What it was reported to be. It was reported to be 2 fights for 20 million apiece. For fighters not Wilder, one named Brazil, one guy is supposed to be whoever, and then 2 fights for AJ for undisputed. Right? So $20 million for the 2 guys not named AJ, and we all know that AJ doesn't have the belt. So I'm not understanding, even if you go by the media reports, why you guys are still on Wilder for not taking these fights. It just don't make a lot of sense to me. And when it comes to Rick Glazer's homeboy who on a yacht, unless we know who Rick Glazer's homeboy who was on a yacht got his numbers from, I don't know why you're really running with these numbers. It sounds like you guys want it sounds like you guys already know what you don't know, and that is that the flight flops, and you're looking for anybody to justify your prejudice.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's up,
Can y'all hear me?
I mean, they could always release the numbers themselves. They haven't done so yet.
Hey, real quick, I'm almost to the house.
They haven't released anybody's numbers.
Hey, this nigga right here sounds stupid as fuck. I'm about to roast the fuck out this nigga when I get to the house. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay. Look, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So look, this is the problem, right? So, you said why would we care? Because or why should Wilder care? Because he made 20 mil in 2 fights versus making 20 mil in 1 fight. Well, I mean, you kind of answered your own question right there, because he could have made 20 mil in one fight instead of two. If I was a boxer professionally, I'd much rather make 20 mil in one fight than two, especially when I knocked the guy out in one round. And so that could have been an easy 20 right there. And then fighting in my hometown, which was on the contract in Alabama, being promoted by DAZN. And Eddie Hearn and being co-promoted, excuse me, most likely would have happened, but Eddie Hearn and possibly Fox in my hometown, big fight with, that could have been Luis Ortiz right there. You could have righted that wrong right there with Luis Ortiz. And then, if it warranted, AJ lost to Ruiz, but even if he did, the fight with AJ would still be contractically on the contract. So you would fight AJ no matter what. So, I mean, just because, even if he had no belts, that would still be a big fight, because Deontay Wilder himself said that he would fight AJ if he had no belts, or even if he did have the belts or didn't, he said he'd fight AJ. So I'm not understanding why him having no belts would matter when Wilder himself said that it wouldn't matter.
Crickets.
Hello?
I didn't even catch
okay.
what he said. I was on the phone.
Okay, all right. So I think, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I didn't say that he made 10 million for one fight. I said he made 20 million for both fights. So I think there was just a misunderstanding about what I said. He was reported to make 20 million for Brazil, and also reported to make 20 million for Ortiz. Those are the reports, right? But
No,
the zone offer, the zone offer for 20 million for Brazil, not AJ. So according to the zones for their deal at $120 million, the two fights that was supposed to be paid for, two fights not made, already been paid for them, according to reports.
according to Espinosa, he said at the press conference that it's not about the money, it's about loyalty. That's what he said, and there was absolutely no reports of Brazil versus Wilder in the purse of Deontay Wilder making $20 million. So I don't know where you're getting that. The reports of it was actually up to 12 million. There was no definite number. It was said up to 12 million. So
Okay.
that's what was being reported. And
All
then
right.
for this fight, for the Ortiz fight, it was a guarantee of 3 million, and according to Forbes, which is more credible to me than Dan Rafael, they said that he was being guaranteed 3 million. And then in quotations marks, they said, according to ESPN, that he was going to be making 20 million, which the only source for ESPN is Dan Rafael. So, yeah.
Okay, so when we were talking about Deontay Wilder being on the Forbes richest athletes list, you were talking about then how Forbes list wasn't accurate, but now Forbes is more accurate. But anyway, both numbers were reported. So if you're going to talk about dueling reports and who's more credible, I mean, that's a completely different conversation. And since we're in that whole gray area of which media report to believe, I don't understand why you yourself are willing to believe one over the other.
I'm willing to believe Forbes.
Hey, do you have a counter report?
Dan Rafael.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, get the smoke.
Yeah.
Answer this question. Do you have a counter report or a counter source to counter the 138,000 pay-per-view buys? Do you have something?
A counter source for 130 pay-per-view buys? Like, what do you mean? To say that it wasn't 138 pay-per-view guys, or there's some another number?
We talk, nigga. What you did was you criticized the source that came on. Well, Rick Glacier, right? You said something about that. Can we trust that source to whoop-de-whoop, right? So who should we trust in? And how many numbers do you think he actually did? Since you disagree with it.
All right. So the reason why I said what I said about his source is because what he said about his source. He said his source was a consultant who was on vacation. He didn't say who that consultant was or where that consultant got his numbers from. So
we understand you disagree.
Okay. So those are the only numbers that are out. The only numbers that are out are 2,500 buys, which is supposed to be from Rick Glazer that he debunked, and now there's 130 something buys that he got from a consultant. Those are the only numbers that have been published to date.
Got you. So how many numbers do you think he did, realistically? Do you think it's more than that or less than that? 138,000.
The numbers aren't. I'm gonna tell you like this, Black. The numbers aren't going to be released, bro. And this is. I'm not. This isn't me making this up. This is a PBC executive, Brian Cluster, said that if the numbers are too low, Fox will not report it.
I remember you said
that is a direct indication to why the numbers haven't been released.
Okay.
I mean,
here's another direct indication. The numbers are never reported by any organization ever. There's another indication why Fox is not going to do it, because nobody ever does.
They never released Spence versus Porter as well.
They never released.
That was another media report. That was another leaked thing by some reporter. Because that's what they always
exactly. ESPN reported Crawford versus Khan's numbers. We saw that.
I know, and then everybody thinks those are Crawford versus Khan's numbers.
Didn't you just say nobody?
Exactly.
No. What I said was it wasn't ESPN that reported those numbers. It was a leaked report from a media member. That wasn't an ESPN release.
Yes, it was, bro. Dan Raphael works. Dan Raphael works for ESPN.
Okay, Dan Raphael is a staff writer for ESPN. That doesn't mean that those
correct?
are ESPN numbers. That doesn't mean that those are ESPN numbers.
So the person they paid, Dan Raphael, released the numbers, and then they showed it, right? So then that would mean ESPN released it.
Okay,
it was on. I don't get that.
These niggas that defend Wilder, they looking stupid.
Okay.
So basically, what you're saying,
quadruple talking, bro.
You guys use media reports.
You just try to say that Dan Raphael is not part of ESPN.
This is what Smoke. But Smoke. This is what you need to understand, Smoke.
You said Dan Raphael wasn't credible when it came to
everything. Okay.
Hold on a second. You just said Dan Raphael wasn't credible when it came to Wilder's $20 million. You just got through saying it. Now we're talking about how Don Raphael is credible when it comes to Wilder.
Nobody said he was credible.
Nobody said that.
I never said he was credible. You asked me. You said they never release it, and I gave you an example of them releasing it.
Over here, just all over the place, bro. That shit ain't gonna work over here, though.
That is still not an example of ESPN.
It is an example because that's an ESPN worker working and writing for ESPN and releasing it on ESPN.
Okay, so you're saying that ESPN. So you're saying ESPN released.
What it is the Wilder fans, bro. Hey, real quick. Hey, hold up, bro. Hey, get this Smoke. Listen, man.
I'm holding up.
I'm the host. Hold on. Get this Smoke.
Okay,
get this Smoke. Can you shut up for a second? Thank you, man. Cause let me host, man. But let me let y'all know something, man. The Deontay Wilder fanboys, they sound like this nigga right here. They sound like this nigga right here. Get this Smoke. Okay, but they getting smoked out here, bro. Still trying to defend some shit, and it's over, bro. It's over. I gotta let this shit go.
Also,
Deontay Wilder ain't that guy. He ain't that dude.
Also,
okay,
like
no matter.
Let me just say this. No matter where you get your sources from, it's being reported by media. Like we could sit here and say, "Oh, NASDAQ is," but like you could try to use NASDAQ and gate numbers. That's still somebody reporting it to you. It's not there. There is no difference there. That could be fabricated as well. So all the sources that you're relying on could also be fabricated. Matter of fact, NASDAQ, like that's only bare minimum. So that's not a complete number. Just like getting the gate numbers, that's not getting a complete number as well. Nothing is complete. So if you are going to antagonize one source or one media report or something like that, then there's nothing for you to stand on because all of it's being reported. Nothing's real then. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing. Like, if you're gonna say that about one source, then you need.
Hey,
to
this nigga wouldn't be saying shit. If they would have said Deontay Wilder did 2 million pay-per-view buys, he wouldn't be saying shit. He wouldn't be trying to, say that. Hey, we can't believe these numbers. This, that, and the other. Man, come on, dog. You just mad. You just mad at the numbers is low, so now you got something to say.
Not really. You're just prejudiced and bigoted and telling me what my opinion is because you don't want to hear what my opinion is. Actually, when Floyd's numbers were released, I was a Floyd fan. When his numbers were released by McGregor,
why are we talking about
the numbers
Floyd,
are bullshit because all the numbers for pay-per-view are bullshit. When it was high, I said it was bullshit. When it's low, they're bullshit because they're all
Okay,
bullshit. I'm a
so
Terrence Crawford fan.
Then
the numbers is
why are you worried
bullshit,
about what
Wait, hold
anybody's
on.
saying?
Yeah, but
Why are
hold
you
on,
worried
Smoke.
why are
about?
you even on here then?
Then, but Smoke, why are
To
you
tell you that the
upset
numbers are
about?
I'm telling you.
Why are you
why.
upset
To tell you
about?
that I'm not
Yeah,
upset
but
about
you
anything.
always reference, oh, AJ, we don't know his numbers,
I'm
but you
saying
just
about
said all
Same
the
everybody.
shit.
pay-per-view numbers are bullshit.
Correct, because I'm tired of
Okay, so
fucking
then why
fans.
are you
This
upset?
I'm
nigga
telling you,
sounds stupid,
I'm not
dog.
upset about anything. First off, I'm not upset about anything. What I would like is for fans to actually acknowledge that they don't know, and then move the hell on so we can talk about stuff that actually matters.
Bro, but business actually matters in
Yeah,
boxing.
but
It just does.
yes,
So
but we don't know the numbers though.
right, but okay, we don't. Rick Glaser made a prediction
Denial
about
promotions, nigga.
his source that he got and why the numbers are low. PBC, Brian Cluster,
Jesus
an
Christ.
executive from there, said that if the numbers are too low, they're not going to release it. Have we gotten the numbers yet? They have not released it. Whatever you want to say, what version of release that you want to use, a media member releasing it or some shit like that, whatever you want to use, it's still not being released. And that's coming from a PBC executive. Am I supposed to believe you or the PBC executive?
You can believe whatever you want to believe. The fact is, no pay-per-view numbers have ever been released. Period.
Did he break up for y'all, or is that just me?
Denial promotions.
Like he was in the middle of
And I mean,
saying
I got
whatever
it.
he was
I got it.
saying all of a sudden.
I mean, I hear you. You want to go by a number and then have that number be right, and so you can continue talking shit about Wilder. However, if you want to continue talking shit about Wilder using pay-per-view numbers, what you're going to be using is the same fugazi numbers that every other pay-per-view uses to talk shit, either good or bad.
Hey, bro, you sound stupid, man. Shout out to you for coming on, but you sound real stupid. You know, niggas that out here is preaching all this shit about Wilder, y'all niggas sound real stupid, man. Y'all just gotta accept that shit.
Okay,
Deontay
so
Wilder,
what did I preach
his
about Wilder?
numbers
So what did I
flop.
preach about Wilder?
You
What did I
sound
say about
stupid
Wilder?
trying to
What did I
defend the
say about
nigga.
Wilder? What did I say about Wilder?
It's just you can't. Okay, but
Nobody
you're the
cares,
same
bro.
person that always attacks AJ's pay-per-view numbers and everything. But by your own admission, you said that everything that's reported for Deontay Wilder, it's a wash between the two because we don't know if it's what his legitimate numbers are either. But one thing we do know is that AJ's in a better and successful boxing market than Wilder's in. We do know that, right?
A
So
more successful
him.
market? No, we don't know that. The
No, we
USA
do know
is
that.
the most
We
successful.
do
The
know that. Even
USA is the
Bob
most
Arum,
lucrative.
even
Okay.
even Bob Arum said
Okay.
that that's why he wants to take his fighters to the UK because they they appreciate boxing more than American fans. That's
Okay.
Bob Arum,
Bob
an
Arum,
American
Bob
promoter.
Arum is
Right.
he's
That's
actually
Bob Arum.
taking fighters to a bunch of other countries other than the U.S.
Yeah, that's because Bob Arum.
Right.
That's because Bob Arum has no inventory and his fights flop.
This
No,
nigga,
but
bro.
Well, but
Wilder's
there's no numbers to go by.
Okay,
So how can you say
I
that?
understand. I don't understand
the
if
How can you
everybody's
say
PBC's.
that?
leaving.
There's no
But
real
what is
numbers to
Bob
go
Arum the
by.
only
So
one
you
that
can't. So you're just making an assumption why he's doing that. Why is that so convenient for you to do?
I'm
Yeah,
not
that is
basing it off
that
But
is
the
an
it's not
assumption.
okay for us to do, right?
No, I'm not making. No, I'm basing it off the ratings
That is an
that
assumption.
are come out by Nielsen.
Yes, you are, because you're saying that nobody. Hold up. You're saying that nobody
This nigga
releases their
stuttering so
numbers.
goddamn much,
Wait,
bro.
you're saying that nobody
Damn.
releases their numbers, but when I bring
What?
up that
You
Yeah,
Bob
stuttering
Arum,
promotions,
wait up.
nigga.
okay.
But when I bring up that Bob
The
Arum is
Nielsen
taking
track
his fighters
pay-per-views.
to all these other countries, when I'm bringing
And
up that
plus,
Bob Arum is taking his fighters to all these other countries, you're saying, oh, because his fights are flopping.
hey,
But wait a minute, we
Yes,
don't know
Nielsen.
that because
I got
nobody
hold on,
releases their
red,
numbers.
hold on.
Okay,
Let me
do
say
you
this
got,
because
does
let me
Nielsen
say this
track
real quick.
pay-per-views? Does Nielsen track pay-per-views?
Let
No,
me
they
say
don't.
this real
So
quick.
when I'm
Let me say
talking
this real
about
quick.
his,
Let me say
when
this
I'm
real
talking
quick.
about Arum's numbers flopping, I'm not talking about
Okay,
Arum pay-per-views. So when you guys are talking
you
about it,
don't like
why
to
don't you
do.
keep it straight?
Hold on. Okay, so forget the pay-per-view numbers and everything that's being reported. We'll go by what you like. Let's look at the gate numbers. Look at AJ's gate numbers in the UK, and then compare them with Deontay Wilder, and then tell me it's not a failing market. Go ahead.
Okay, so what do you mean by gate numbers? The number of people who attended, or how
Start
much they paid?
stuttering, nigga.
because numbers are not Okay, first off, you're not being specific about which numbers you're actually talking about. So if you want to have a discussion about numbers,
I'm telling you, the gates, the tickets, everything. His event.
Okay,
Just look at the numbers and then compare it to Deontay Wilder's, and then we have our answer if it's a successful market or not. But
no, that's not how you get the market by comparing AJ to Wilder. You compare markets by comparing the entire market to the entire market, because Wilder is not the entire U.S. Actually, name in the market.
Okay, so do it for Spence then. Who's the biggest name? Manny Pacquiao?
It's for everybody.
Manny Pacquiao is the biggest name right now, right? Manny Pacquiao is the biggest name.
All of them.
So why is AJ? Why is AJ? Hold on. Why is AJ coming to America and making more than Manny Pacquiao in his first fight here? Why is that?
All right. AJ is, first off, you don't know how much AJ made coming here. AJ was reported to make 32.
So all right, cool.
Let me finish the thought.
It's back to the circle jerk. So we don't know what AJ's making. We don't know what Manny Pacquiao's making. We don't know anything that's definite. Nothing is definite.
So I can't make a full answer.
Nothing is definite.
He was reported to make.
What is life?
He was reported to make $32 million for Miller. They never actually even reported what he made for Ruiz. That's A. So
Brian Carl Times emotional promotions.
When you go through this whole deal.
Hey, but one thing we do know, AJ is definitely the A side. AJ is definitely the A side over Wilder. We do know that.
You know a lot
because the 60 mil that he's getting in Saudi Arabia, right? We do know that
because you know what? If $60 million is what he was getting, it would be the largest purse in boxing history. Why is nobody reporting that? If he's actually getting
Forbes
million
did.
Guaranteed.
Forbes did.
Yeah,
Forbes did, right?
When Forbes reported that he was getting $60 million.
Quadruple talking up here.
Forbes said that.
Why is it not reported everywhere?
Well,
reported everywhere.
What do you mean? It's report. You said nobody's reporting it. You just said nobody's reporting it, and I told you Forbes did.
Okay, so one report. Okay, great. So now we got one publication. So one publication is responsible for the entire history of what people have made in boxing.
Nobody said that, but you asked me who's reporting it. You said nobody's reporting it, and I told you Forbes is.
No, actually, you just interrupted me to correct it. But that's fine. I didn't ask you anything. But
this nigga, bro.
What I'm saying
yes, you did.
The worst debater I think I've ever seen.
You said why? You said how come nobody's reporting it?
That nigga's garbage.
You said how come nobody's reporting it?
Exactly.
And I said Forbes did. Matter of fact,
I didn't ask you.
Hold on. Yes, you did. You said who's reporting it? I said Forbes. Matter of fact, the TBV on Nest, they said it too. Even Nest, said it too.
Hey, real quick, unbiased. Hey, get this smoke. Can you take a breath, brother? Get your inhaler. Take a deep breath, fam. You getting cooked in the chat, fam. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, bro.
I know, because it's UGC. I know you guys are all. I know this is a big circle jerk, but I'm actually just trying to introduce some kind of perspective to your belief. But that's cool.
We're not going off belief, homie. We're not going off belief.
Smoke. But you know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Smoke? I gotta say this. Hold on, Smoke. You know what's crazy? You never correct any of those LDBC guys when they be saying a bunch of bullshit. How come? Why is that? How come you never correct? How come you never correct BFTB or Fernan when they're saying that Wilder's indefinitely making $20 million? How come you don't do that? How come I never see a comment? I never see oh wait, nah, that's not true because of, nothing is definite. Nothing, life isn't real. Numbers don't exist. We don't know pay-per-view numbers. The walls are closing in. Why you never say anything to your compadres? How come you never stop them in their tracks?
Oh,
and say,
hey, on the other side.
We don't know. We don't know the numbers over there.
Can I answer?
No wonder he over here stuttering and shit. He from the other side. All right, go ahead.
I have. So next question.
Stuttering Stanley Promotions.
Yeah, only I'm not stuttering. I have. Didn't stutter. I have.
All right, go ahead, bro. Don't skip.
So right.
Don't skip.
So skip about what?
Skip to my Lou.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, get it out, man.
Get what out?
Let's get you out. Shout out to everybody at UGC. Shout out to everybody at UGC, fam. This shit went long enough.
Oh
Well,
man.
here's the
It went
thing. Like,
it went
first
long enough.
off, like he just goes on and on, and I actually like Get the Smoke to an extent, but he does have a tendency to go on and on and on. But here's the thing: he wouldn't let me get a single sentence in. But the second y'all cut him off, oh, I can't finish a sentence. Like he's not. First off, he needs to learn to get to the point.
He overtalks
And
so much he starts
second,
stuttering. I'm like, just take a breath, bro. Get your
can't
inhaler, take a pump,
is
and then get it out. Get what out? You're out.
Yeah,
and
if he
and
was
you know
on one of
what?
them other channels, he would have got muted
Biased
and
in the
deleted.
I'm
Yeah,
biased. Ask him,
unbiased
how
did.
come we don't see you going on these
And you know
guys
what?
live
This
saying
nigga
no,
unbiased
that's
didn't
not
even turn
true?
up on
One
him
other
like
way.
that. He must be cool with him. Cause I didn't see nobody really chop niggas up. He was just being cool with the nigga.
Nah, because look, Get the Smoke. He's kind of cool, but like I just don't like the selective energy that he has towards anybody who has anything to say negative
Yeah.
about Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just weird because he'll sit in a live stream and listen to somebody, just basically the way that he's attacking us. He does not be saying the same thing to those guys. Like, and I've seen him in the comment section, and
Right.
they
He
could
don't
be
keep the
saying,
same
"Oh,
energy.
yeah, exactly." So I'm like, how could you?
Because
I
it's
don't get
free
it.
smoke over here. You don't
It's the
get
same
blocked
thing. It's
forever.
the same thing. It's
You know
the
what I'm saying?
same thing with Smoke. Come on my channel because me and Bias got him over there too. He like as soon as you say something about Wilder, Smoke all over that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
this nigga
if
Angel
I look,
Santos in the chat real quick. He says homotional promotions.
but I mean, if I go to my videos and I look at all the comments, I will not see any Get the Smoke comments on any of my videos unless it's something about Wilder
Yeah.
or
No.
Spence.
Yeah. That's yes. Anything that's PVC related. Yeah, that's a fact. So
So
I
I
mean, listen,
mean, if he,
that's how it is. It
I
gets
mean,
tiresome. It gets tiring after a while. You know what I mean? It's like, dog, you can't love a promotional company this much. Like this shit is weird. But I like again, man. It goes back to my single point, man. I've seen him in a chat, in Fanon's chat. He's saying that Wilder's making this amount of money. He doesn't say, oh, not reported by NASDAQ, or no, not the media reporters that are reporting it. You can't go by that, Fanon. You don't hear none of that. But if we say something, then media members are discounted and everything is not real. It's like, bro, you have selective energy when it comes to PBC fighters. Just keep it 100, bro. You don't keep it consistent. So why should I I just can't respect that point of view if you're not going to have a consistency with it.
Facts. Just gotta keep the same energy. I mean, that's how niggas get in trouble over here, that bias. Some people keep that bias in their system to the point where we flame that shit out. You get kicked out, it's gonna be flamed out, and then you're gonna start really talking some real boxing talk. Hang around. Oh, is that the fake Polly? Shout out to the fake Polly Malignaggi. Said nobody ever said Wilder brought in bigger numbers than AJ. Some people have, man. Some people felt like he was a bigger star, Polly.
People are saying he's the A side now.
Polly
People are saying that now.
Polly, I don't know if it was the bare knuckle competition. You got your head kind of fucked up right now, but I'm just saying, bro. A lot of people is saying that shit. A lot of people is saying that Wilder's a bigger star than AJ, and that he would do big numbers. They told him to bet on himself.
And he said that Fanon said that pay-per-views are fake. Then why did he report the numbers for Earl Spence? Why did he make a video saying that about the numbers there? Did you comment about that? Did you? Because I mean, I don't know if you did, but did you? Did you let him know that, hey, these numbers are fake? Probably not. Probably not.
Unbiased handled that pretty damn well. I'll give it to him. He handled that well.
Oh man! Shout out to Actual Facts, aka Angel Santos, back in the building and shit, man.
Look, man. I don't know. Get the Smoke like that. I never really had words with him or something, but he's just like, it just sounds like he's just really emotionally attached, And look, this is coming from a Wilder fan, like me and
He's a Wilder fan.
Been going like unbiased as an AJ fan. I'm a Wilder fan, but however, I am not gonna let the fact that I'm a fan of Wilder cloud my judgment and my logic. into criticizing someone, because everybody's going to get, quote unquote, the smoke, right? Everybody's going to get the flame. Nobody is immune to the flame and the smoke. So when I used to criticize Wilder in the LDBC chat, I'd be like, "Oh, you wrong." I get a lot of fucking pushback. You know what I mean? When I was just speaking facts, man. It's just the facts.
Right.
That's all.
They don't
And it's
like the
not
facts.
about
Some people don't like the facts, man. They don't like the
and
truth. They don't like the facts, and they
and,
attack it.
and they want to detract and deflect. One day it is about the money and it is about the popularity, and then the next day is about a resume, or the next day is about one face, one name, or the next day is about the money, or the next day is about we going through this stuff and we putting our lives on the line and shit. But then the next day I want to kill somebody in the ring. Which one is it? Right?
Right.
The shit's
Keep the
all
same
over the
energy.
place.
It's
Keep the
just to
same
fit the
energy.
narrative. It's just to fit the narrative. And
The fit.
see, Get This Smoke, it has the opportunity to state his opinion here. He really don't got his opportunity to state his opinion there. We all know that. He
It's
get blocked,
it
Yeah.
just it
deleted,
just sounds
muted.
like the regurgitated, refabricated false narratives that continuously perpetuate the fact that Wilder is not an attraction, man. He's just not. Because why? Because it's his man. It's not even Wilder's fault. Wilder's just a fighter. Okay? Wilder's just the guy that's trying to provide for his family and initially did it to save his daughter's life. And that's commendable. Man, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta be a real big person to really do that, to risk your life in order to save someone else's, right? That for the bottom line, okay? You got to be a special kind of person to do that, even if it's a family member or somebody else that's not related to you that you fighting in the fighting hole with. For you to do that, you got to be a special person, right? Because nobody has that fight mentality, right? Either you got to fight or you got a flight mentality, okay?
Yep.
But here's the thing, right? Wilder's the fighter. He is not the manager. He doesn't write his own contracts. He has his management team. He had the Lou DeBellas, he had the Finkles, Shelly Finkles, and all that, and they in turn have failed him. Okay, because they moved him to a point to where he was fighting these no-name people with more losses on their record in the very beginning. All right. So yes, does he have foot? Has he knocked out every man he's been in there with, except Tyson Fury? Yes, he has. Right. But who did those guys face? Who did those guys fight? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, the guys that he fought were nobodies. Okay. I'm not gonna call them bums, but they were nobodies. They weren't known fighters like that. Right. AJ being under Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, they moved him better. Okay. They put more money into him. That's a fact. Okay. Did they buy some rankings and stuff? All of them do that. Okay. Every boxing promoter and manager buys the rankings. Okay. Except for maybe the IBO belt, but which is not a sanctioning body because they have computer rankings. There is no fudging those numbers. Okay. Because I'm a numbers guy, right? I count other people's money. Okay. For all intents and purposes, my whole career, when I was in the Marines, I counted people's money. I made sure the fucking checks were right. Everybody's pay was right. Okay. So I'm a little, I got some sense of financial knowledge and fundamentals and how business works because I've been studying this stuff for a very long time. Not a very, very long time, but it's half my life. Okay.
Hey, I want to read
Facts are
this comment.
facts.
Shout out to
We
Parker
don't come with
Mustang.
narratives. We're not coming here with narratives. We
Right.
just give you the facts and we give you our opinions based on the facts. Our most logical, educated opinions based on the facts and evidence. That's it.
Right, and a lot of rankings have been bought. Like, I mean, even saying that, I mean, then I have to ask you, like, if you say, "Oh, AJ, he moved up in the rankings so fast," and you know what I mean, let's look who he fought for the rankings. It's like, bro, well, we know that promoters pay for these guys to be ranked a certain number. So I'd have to ask, like, how long have you been watching boxing? You know what I'm saying? That's not the issue. The issue is he didn't, even after he became a champion, he didn't really fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now AJ becoming his way to becoming a champion, he didn't fight anybody either, right? But after he became a champion, he decided to fight credible opponents. So that's the thing. That's where my issue with Wilder relies. Like, he's not fought anybody. He was considered a baby to versus Klitschko after how many fights was it, like 30 something? Like, come on, man. Whereas AJ fought the names. He fought Povetkin, he fought Wilder, he fought White, who's a big name now, fought Parker. Like, I mean,
baby
I think
champion.
I think one of the critical
And
pivotal
he's still
moments. Real quick, I want to say this. One of the critical pivotal moments was, back in 2014, 13 or 14 was when Wilder it was an offer that he faced Klitschko, right? And this was back when I guess it was on or after, I can't remember, when he was a sparring partner of Klitschko's, and he offered him the fight, right? He offered him to unify, and who said that he wasn't ready? Who said it?
Finkel.
Finkel. Okay, that's why I said.
Tell us from the crib looking at dude. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said it. Finkel. Okay, Finkel and the rest of the management there are Wilder's. Okay, not Wilder. Wilder's the fighter. He doesn't choose who he fights. The promoters and the management come to an agreement to where it's gonna make sense for them financially for him to fight. Who? That's what it is. Okay.
Hey,
so by them moving him so slow, they were financially securing themselves rather than Wilder, because that's how it always is. All right.
Pimpology. Jose Yepes says they support Wilder on YouTube, not on pay-per-view. I talked about this before. There's people that try to act like you got to watch the ones that act like they super duper fans or fanboys, but they making money off these fighters. A lot of them don't really care about these fighters or fans of them. They just using these motherfuckers to get their bread, And a lot of these motherfuckers that be super yelling, for their favorite fighters and this, that, and the other, a lot of these guys ain't buying pay-per-view. They're not investing into these fighters. Somebody like myself invested a whole lot of money in pay-per-view to where I got to a point where it's like, okay, enough is enough, nigga. We need to see some real fights if we're gonna be paying this kind of money. Not no bullshit. But the other ones that act like they want to say some shit now, these motherfuckers ain't even. They talking about all this, that, and the other about Deontay Wilder. Y'all niggas not even buying pay-per-view. Y'all keep embarrassing yourselves, man. These is not smart individuals, man.
Nah. And on top of that, my bad. There was a boxer that called in, or they did an interview with him yesterday on Ness's channel or whatever. And what he said about Deontay Wilder and the growth of his career, he said that he wants his career to be like, semi like Wilder's, and he said, he's even stated like he liked the fact that Shelly Finkel took his time with Wilder and didn't let him face like the Povetkins and the Klitschko's because he wasn't ready. He said that a professional boxer, noticed how Shelly Finkel was being moved. I mean, Shelly Finkel was moving Deontay Wilder. So if a boxer is knowing that.
Bias broke up a little bit.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder, so he could. And you should just know from that, like Deontay Wilder's career, it's always moved suspect. Like that's why, in my opinion, I was suspected. You know what I mean? I didn't think he could be the time me. So it is what it is.
Hey, John Dealey, real quick. John Dealey in the chat says the worst part about how Wilder has been moved is that he might beat AJ. Then he would have all the belts. Now that looks a long way off unless Ruiz wins. I mean, I agree, man. Like, and that's the thing about it. Nobody's over here saying that Wilder can't beat AJ. Like, this is the heavyweight division. We know the motherfucker can crack. You know what I mean? But the mere fact that, like Angel was saying, his management and people acting like this guy is in full control of his career and thinking that he's got the best, he's on the right side of the street and talking all this money talk, and you see the numbers, you be like, huh? Like,
and
my thing is, stop, man.
And my thing is, exactly. And my thing is, I'm glad that Jose brought it up, that YouTube supports Wilder and most of the boxers, right? And I brought this up before, and Black knows what I'm about to talk about, right? YouTube boxing, okay? Now the Zone and ESPN, they kind of got the little model and stuff, but they don't really have. I mean, the Zone has the finances, right? They got money to spend. They got money like water to spend, right? But imagine, if you will, like I've said before, if YouTube boxing comes about, right? If the boxer is like a Terrence Crawford who has his own YouTube channel now, a Tevin Farmer that has his own YouTube channel, and some others that have their own YouTube channel, promote themselves on YouTube, the data analytics, right? The clicks, okay, your likes and all that stuff. Because analytics don't lie, right? Analytics don't lie. Drives the matches, okay? And then you base it off, we got the super chat money and all this, that, and the third, and the fight will be funded somehow, some way from the YouTube funds. Because listen, YouTube is huge. YouTube is worth an estimated, get this, when it was bought back a couple of years ago, Google bought it for $1.2 billion or something like that. YouTube is now worth $160 billion. All right. I don't always bring up the money, right? I'm a boxing fan first and foremost. I'm a fan of boxing, but boxing has always been attached to money. Okay, you can go all the way. You can go all the way to the gladiators in Rome.
Real quick.
And fighting has always been attached to money. That's what it is.
Hey, Black. Before you shut it down, let me just say something real quick.
All right.
I think Deontay Wilder, he people like him because they say he's a people champ and you can reach out and touch him. But I honestly believe that came to his own detriment, because he should have never believed in the LDBC or even listened to them in their direction that they wanted him to go, because they were in his ear telling him that you the A side, you should call the shots and all this other bullshit. And that is why he essentially believed in himself and think that he'll have that diehard fan base that's going to buy his pay-per-views and give him that significant push that he needs to be a star in America. But as we could see, that's not going to happen. So really, if I was him, I would cut the LDBC off for any YouTube channels trying to tell me how to, or even Ness from TPV. I'd cut all you motherfuckers off, and honestly, I'd fire Finkel and try to find a better promoter, because the way he
he just signed with Mayweather Promotions, unbiased.
Oh my, that's even worse. That's even worse.
For me, I would say this: if Shelly Finkel's team is listening, or PBC or a Fox representative is listening, or someone, right? I would say, look into doing fights on YouTube, paying for pay-per-view on YouTube, right? Because the whole PBC Fox thing and pay-per-view, that model is dead. Pay-per-view is dead. Pay-per-view boxing is dead. Right? As far as that goes, big pay-per-view, $75, charging someone $75 through their cable provider, that notion is dead. All right. Even if you charge $50, that is dead. Right. But imagine, if you will, if the fight is on a YouTube, right, on your Fox PBC YouTube channel, and you're charging $2.99 per viewer, right? And base the prices off of each country, because YouTube is worldwide. I can't get Fox in West Bumfuck fucking Tibet. I can't get Fox in fucking Japan. I can't get Fox in Australia and all that stuff. But there's other providers that do. But imagine, YouTube is worldwide. You can go to the middle of the fucking Sahara Desert, and if you got a fucking connection, you got fucking YouTube app, you fucking got access to fucking boxing.
Hey, shout out to Angel, man. Hey man, this guy been dropping the blueprint on that with the YouTube thing, and but we out of time, man. We got to go support IBFP. Everybody that's watching this live stream now, man, make sure y'all hit the like button if you fuck with the UGC. Leave a flame in the comments for the ones that's watching the playback if you like today's live stream, and ones that's watching this live right now, go to IBFP, man. Go to IBFP right now, and let's get this live word from him. So we're gonna shut it down. Big salute to everybody that made this possible, man. Everybody that was on the panel. We out.